Hello, hello. Hello. How's it going, everyone? In today's video, I will be doing a live Q&A. So you can ask me anything about SEO, about blogging, about AI. And I'll also be revealing the winner of my course giveaway. So what I'm doing is each week I am selecting a random viewer, a person that comments on our videos. So all you have to do is leave one comment on any video for that week, and then I will choose a random comment, and that person will win. If you have any questions, you can leave your questions in the comments below. Again, it could be anything about SEO, it could be anything about AI writing, it could be anything about backlinking, blogging, whatever it may be, making money online. Whatever questions you have, you can leave that in the comments below. If you also would like me to check or do an audit of your blog, I'll be more than happy to do so. If you would like me to help you out with content, whatever you guys need, I'm here for the next maybe 20 minutes, so you can add that add those questions. The August core update. I think I did make a video on the August core update, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually go ahead. If you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure I made a video on that. If you want, you can check that out. I'm gonna open up that video for you guys. So pretty much, if you want a summary of what I talked about, the August update, I think it's very aligned with most of the updates that we've been getting from Google. This is the video that I did. And essentially, Google is just trying to make sure that the quality of the content relates to the search query, right? So they want to give the best quality outputs or the best quality results for anything you search up on Google. So what the August update was all about was just saying that it wants more quality content, less thin content, and it's going to prioritize quality content that matches the searcher query over just thin generic content. And they did kind of hint that they probably will be seeing an increase in traffic for smaller websites. It seems as though they're trying to level the playing field, and rather than just ranking websites because they have high authority, let's say like Forbes, in Business Insider, matching the searcher query to the website, I think is really important, because it doesn't, even if you, let's say for example, your website is Forbes, it doesn't mean that you should be ranking for something that's something that's the best garden products, right? Because it doesn't have a relation. So I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to rank the best websites and the best search results for the actual search query. So that's kind of what they said in the update. So if you want to watch this video, just go on to my channel. It's much more comprehensive than what I just explained. But I'll give you guys a quick update. So summarize this. So Google released a new core update in August 2024. The update aims to improve search result quality by prioritizing genuinely useful content over content created solely for search engine performance. So that means, not creating content only for SEO, or doing, SEO just to be able to rank. You need to be able to create high quality content that's actually related to the search query and relevant to the reader. Website owners are advised to monitor their pages. The update emphasizes the importance of creating high quality, engaging content. Google aims to better recognize improvements made by websites and potentially give smaller independent sites a more level playing field against larger brands. How can I recover traffic from Google core update? I think that kind of comes with time. So like for instance, I'll show you guys some of my websites that I'm working on right now. When it comes to recovering traffic, you can, sometimes if you wait, you will actually get back those rankings, but it's all about just continuing writing high quality content. So for example, this is a website that I've been working on, and you can see that there's been a steady rise in content here, or sorry, in traffic, right? And this is, even through all of the updates that we had. And I think the reason why this website wasn't really hit was because we don't really necessarily create thin content. We really take our time to create the best quality content that will rank on Google. So like if I go onto this website and we go onto the blog section, we can see that these articles are really, really well done. Like each one of these articles, they have lists, they have tables, some of them even have like custom tools. And I think what also helps is that this is a real business. So I recommend that when you guys are creating your websites, you want to make it seem like it's a real business. It's a real, business that's servicing real customers. So you want to have, your about you section, you want to have your pages. Even if you can open up a Google My Business for your website, that's a great idea. I know that some of your websites may not be local, but for example, if you can open up something like a Google My Business, which goes to your address and you can confirm that, that's also a great signal and a great factor that tells Google that this is a real business. And you can also try to get reviews if it's possible for your niche. I know sometimes it may not be possible, but if it is possible, I would recommend opening up a Google My Business. Because again, Google is able to see and say, you know what, this is a real business. Let's rank it. And it's not just creating content to manipulate SEO and just to make money from, like, let's say SEO from blogging or from ads. Google's really cracking down on that. So I recommend doing as much as you can to make your website seem like it's a real business. So this is one of our clients. I'll show you another couple of our clients that were hit by the update. But for the most part, if you look at all of these clients, this is sort of up and down, I would say. But again, fairly up, not really. We don't see a big drop off. And again, that's because, and this was a completely brand new website when we started. But again, as you can see here, we're creating really, really high quality, relevant content, and it seems to be working. We'll let that load up. Now, this website was actually hit by the update. As you can see, it had a big spike and then it kind of went down. I stopped working on this website, and that's probably why it kind of levels out. But again, what I would recommend is, take your time to create content. Don't just try to use a tool like, I don't want to mention any of the tools because, I think those tools are good for their uses. But don't just use a tool and generate a bunch of articles and put it onto your website and think it's going to rank, right? I think the problem is that everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone is going on Ahrefs or SEMrush. They're finding keywords. Then they're going to write about that keyword and they're going to hope that it's going to rank. If you're doing that, that's what everyone else is doing. And Google sees that and it knows that you're just creating this website in order to manipulate search rankings. It's not going to work. So try to build a brand, essentially. That's what I'm saying in the short term. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and do the, we're going to do the giveaway. So I've went ahead and I've already entered, where is it? I've already entered all of the comments. If you want to actually enter the giveaway, you can just send a message in the chat box. I'm going to enter Mind Ticklers. So if you guys actually want to join and you haven't joined, you can send me a message or just enter a comment and I can add you into this. So right now we only have 17 people. So your chances of winning is actually fairly high if there's only 17 people. So let's go ahead and we're going to tell it now. I'm going to give you guys a second if you do want to add yourself into the giveaway. Okay, so now we're going to ask it to choose a winner. And we're going to see who the winner is. Okay, so VQuest9646, you are the winner. Congrats. So just send me over a message and then I will send me over a message and I will add you into the Skool community for completely free, and you'll also get access to my course. How many months to actually SEO kick in? That's a good question. I think it really varies, and longer the better. So SEO really, really compounds. So I'll show you guys what I mean. You have to be going at it for at least 3 months to see anything, a decent increase, and then at least 6 months to see significant increase. So I'll show you guys what I mean. But it really does compound. A lot of your efforts may go to, not to waste, but you're gonna get most of your traffic from at least 5 or 6 of your pages. That's usually just how SEO goes, right? It's gonna take a little bit of time for you to actually start ranking. but I'll show you guys an example here. So this is the website analytics for that client that I just showed you guys, Everything Mortgages. And we can see that this was their analytics in March 20th of 2024. So this is their Ahrefs, right? As you can see, they were ranking for 141 keywords, and they were getting about 14 traffic per month, which was actually probably a little bit more than that, but this is from Ahrefs. So this is pretty much a brand new website. Like there's nothing really here that is substantial. Now, this was in March, right? So about 3 months after, or 4, in July, we're ranking for 876 keywords, and the traffic is up to 177. Right, so this is a big increase in keywords, as you guys can see. And this is mainly because we just started writing on a lot of content. But we just don't only write on content that is on, that content that we think is going to be easy to rank for according to Ahrefs. We actually write on up-to-date information as well. So what I do is every so often, I will search up what are the most current mortgage news, and I will use that information to create a new up-to-date article, because then Google sees that we're creating fresh content. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been able to grow our authority and also rank for a lot more keywords. And if I actually show you guys what it is on Ahrefs right now, we're actually ranking for even more keywords, right? So your efforts will compound over time, but you need to continually be at it. You need to be creating at least, I don't think you need to flood your website with articles, especially thin content. But if you're writing, at least 5 high quality articles per week, which is pretty easy to do now with AI, if you're doing that, then most likely you'll be able to grow. So you can see now we're at 1K organic keywords. Our traffic is up to 400, right? So that's a big difference. Again, if I look back here, we're at 876 keywords and 177 traffic. So traffic is up, keywords are up. And again, if you take a look into what's ranking for this website, some of them are harder keywords to rank for. And then even if I take a look at my Google Search Console, some of them are actually up-to-date articles in which we created. So you need to do a variety of, doing keyword research, but also thinking about your niche and thinking about, what keywords or what up-to-date information people are searching up that's new and fresh in your niche. And that really, really works. So we can see here, these are some of our rankings. This is one of the articles that's ranking number 1 on Google. I think we won the snippet for it. As you can see here, this is what the article looks like. We created a custom tool within that article, and I think this is, this is really, really good. This solidifies you ranking on Google when you create things like that, and I showed you guys how to do that as well. So I would say you need to be at it for at least 6 months. It's a long-term game. Your efforts will compound over time, and probably about 10% of your articles and your pages that you create will actually bring in 90% of your traffic. So you just kind of have to keep at it. Okay, so the question is, how has the recent Google update impacted the SEO ranking of AI generated content? Are there specific changes that directly affect the visibility and performance of content created by using AI tools? I don't think the recent Google update has been any different from what Google has been saying, right? Google has been saying the same thing for probably the past year. And what they're saying is, let me show you guys. What they're saying is that they don't have necessarily a problem with AI content. Because think about it, Google has created Gemini, which is also an AI tool that you can use to write content. So Google knows that people are going to use AI to create content. But what their problem is there's 2 problems. The problem number 1 is that Google does not want thin generic content on their website or on their search engine. So the one problem is that Google doesn't want thin generic content. You go on ChatGPT or you even use Claude and you say, write me an article about X, Y, and Z, and then get that article, right? Because that is going to be what everyone's going to do for that same specific topic. So how is your website going to stand out from your competitors? So Google doesn't want thin content. Google's main objective is that when I search up something on Google, I get the best results. That's why it's position number 1, number 2, number 3, because number 1 is going to give me the best results, number 2, and so forth, right? So that's number 1, is that Google wants you to create the best quality content and it doesn't care necessarily how you create that content, right? But it wants to make sure that your article is the best resource for that topic, and it doesn't matter if you use AI or not. So that's number one. Number one is that Google wants high quality content. Number two is that Google also doesn't care, again, if you guys use AI rating content, right? It just wants to make sure that your website is a high authority within that space. So today we launched our August 2024 core update to Google search. This update is designed to continue our work to improve the quality of our search results by showing more content that people find genuinely useful and less content that feels like it was just made to perform well on search, right? So Google also doesn't want you to create content with the intention of manipulating search results, with the intention of, let's say, ranking high on Google, so then you can make money from affiliate marketing, make money from ads, and so forth, right? So yes, obviously you need to follow the best SEO practices, but you also need to make sure that you're creating just the best quality content. So if you're doing that, if you're adding images, if you can add videos into your content, and if you can write really up-to-date content, then I don't think you're going to have an issue with most things. Several times a year, da da da. So this is the update that we recently had. So are there specific changes that directly affect the visibility and performance of content created by using AI tools? Again, I think it just goes back to what I mentioned. It's that you need to just use high quality, you need to write high quality content, and it doesn't matter how you write your content, because Google actually says it does not have an issue with AI rating content. It just has an issue with thin content and content that's created directly or intentionally to manipulate search rankings, right? So that's it. So when you're writing content, just make sure, you're doing things like, if you're writing on up-to-date information, you're feeding information into the AI, right? Like if I'm writing on mortgages of 2024, I need to Google information about that and include that information within the AI, so that it's actually writing really, really good content rather than just generic content. Can you tell me which tool you prefer to make SEO articles? I currently use Claude, but it's detected by AI. It's not comprehensive. Can you make a live dummy article using AI? I prefer using Claude. You said it's not comprehensive. I don't know. I disagree. I think Claude is very, very comprehensive. But I'll show you guys how I would write a really, really good article. Maybe I won't go through the full article because it does take some time, but I'll tell you guys the main principles in which I would follow. Let's open up Claude. So the first thing you want to do is you want to always make sure you're prompting the AI in the right direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our SEO prompts. Let's try our low AI prompts. And also, when you're using Claude, I'm not sure if you're using the chat box or you're using the API. I actually recommend using the API console. I find that you're able to get a little bit of better content output because you're able to control the AI better because you're using the API rather than using the Claude chat box, which has been kind of customized for mass amount of consumers to use. So I actually prefer to use the API console. If you don't know where the API console is, just head over to claude.ai and then or hit API console or console.anthropic.com. And then you can start a new prompt. I'm going to try to find the low AI. Of course. So we'll just use our regular SEO prompts. But you can use any of I have the low AI prompts and I also have the SEO prompts. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to prompt the AI to write in an SEO optimized format. And this makes a big difference because the AI doesn't necessarily know what SEO, like what real good SEO content looks like. So you have to kind of tell it this is how you need to write. So we're going to prime the AI. So that's how we enter the first prompt. And then we're going to enter the second prompt, which is the prompt for the outline. Now, this is optional. You can decide if you want to do this or not. Again, if you want to write really good content, I would recommend you follow all of these steps. So now we're going to tell it to write about best keto-friendly tips of 2024. Sure. Let's just say that this is the topic in which you're trying to write about. So what we're doing here also is we're going to the model and we're increasing the maximum tokens. So that means our output will be a lot longer. Right, in Markdown, I'm not sure if I added that in, so I'm just going to add that in. And then click run. So it's going to start by giving you a pretty good outline. Once that's writing, I'm actually going to go ahead and copy over our prompt for the full article. And these are my SEO and low AI prompts as well. It's on the same page. So if you actually wanted to try to write in a more humanized way, I would recommend copying over that prompt as well. So this is the prompt for the full article. Again, we're going to head back over. So like, this is a really, really good article here already. I could tell because it's very in depth. And because we're taking the time to generate the outline first, the AI is now able to it's able to formalize and it's able to have a much more comprehensive outline, which is better for your output quality. If you want to, you can tell it to write each section individually, but because we're kind of tight on time, I'm going to write the full article, but you can actually tell it to write each section individually. And sometimes it gives you really, really good output because it'll write each section. You can tell it to move on to the next section. You get a really comprehensive, really, really in-depth and long article by following that method. But as you can see here, this already looks like a pretty good article. Ultimate guide to the best keto-friendly tips of 2024. Revolutionizing your low-carb lifestyle as we dive into 2024, so on and so forth. So that's the process in which I would follow. You want to tell it to create tables, to create charts, and so forth. After you finish this, what you can do is you can tell it to, I'll show you what I would do now here. To take this is already a good article. To make this a great article, I'll show you what to do. Create an interactive HTML element that creates keto-friendly meals based upon common food items in a fridge or pantry. So create it in a simple HTML form that will work on WordPress. And then we're going to run this. So I'll show you guys what this looks like. So obviously you would copy over your article first and paste it into WordPress. And then it's very simple to add your HTML script onto WordPress. So we're going to add a box here. HTML. I'm going to paste it in here and let's hope it works. Okay, yeah. So you select what ingredients you have and you can always add more ingredients. Generate meal. Okay, let's see. Let's save it as a draft and let's open it up because sometimes when you actually save it as a draft and you view the preview, you can actually use it a little bit better. And if it's not perfect, that's fine. You can always go back and fix it up, right? So let's choose these three things: generate meal, Okay, no specific meal. But that's fine. What I would do is, but you can see the idea here. You can go ahead and copy over a bunch of recipes that use, like, I could copy over this information and even go to Claude and tell it to create recipes using this information, and then copy over those recipes and paste it into the HTML element and tell it to, these are recipes that you can use based upon this information. Because right off the bat, you're not necessarily always going to get the perfect, HTML element. But as you can see here, the idea is really, really good, because if someone is interested in keto, then having a generator like this on your website will be a very, very engaging tool that you can have. It's great for SEO. It allows people to stay on your website a lot longer. And again, this is what's going to set your article apart from every other article that's on the internet. And that is what your key is. That's what you want to do. So you may have to take a little bit of extra time when you're creating your content. But again, what's the point in, writing 100 articles and none of them rank when you can take your time to write 20 articles and they actually bring in traffic, right? You see it? You're actually wasting more time on trying to create, as much thin content rather than actually taking the time to make the content that you're creating really, really good. So that's the process in which I would follow to create a really, really in-depth article. You do this for most of your articles, and I guarantee you, you will have no problem ranking on Google. Doesn't matter if it's AI or not, because think about it. Even if this was written by a human, having this sort of information in there is valuable for anyone. And it doesn't matter how you got that information. All that matters is that that information is on your website, and it's really, really useful to the reader. So if you guys have no other questions, I think I'm going to end it here. Unless you guys have anything to ask away. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. If you guys want to join my Skool community, it's only $10 per month. And I do free live trainings, and you also get full access to my classroom. So the classroom is going to have a full AI writing course, and it's up to date. So I do update it, and it has pretty much everything that you need from A to Z to write the best AI writing content. If you guys have no other questions, then I will see you in the next live. And if you're the winner for today's giveaway, make sure to send me over a message. I'll see you guys. Take care and enjoy your weekend.